Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
Now, the Archbishop of Canterbury is facing questions tonight over his links to an evangelical Christian under police investigation for beating young men. Following revelations by this programme 4 months ago, Justin Welby admitted he had worked with John Smythe at Christian holiday camps, but insisted he had no contact at all with the camps after 1978. New evidence now challenges this account, as Kathy Newman explains.
It's a dark secret church figures kept hidden for decades.
He made me strip off my clothes and he got out a cane and started to beat me.
After months of grooming, John Smythe's alleged victims say he led them to his garden shed and violently beat them.
The point that he was making to us the whole time was, how far will you go to demonstrate your faith?
John Smythe is currently under investigation by the police after Channel 4 News revealed a scandal which rocked the Church of England. Once a leading evangelical Christian and a barrister, he justified the beatings by quoting the Bible to his alleged victims.
Mr. Smythe?
Earlier this year, I tracked him down.
From Channel 4 News. Why did these young men have to bleed for Jesus?
There's no question of that at all.
Many of Smythe's alleged victims attended Christian holiday camps managed by the Ewan Trust, which he chaired. It was at the camps he crossed paths with the future Archbishop of Canterbury.
The Lord bless you and watch.
Justin Welby admits Smythe was once a friend, but insists he knew nothing of the alleged abuse because he'd left the UK before it supposedly started. When I challenged him in February, he couldn't have been clearer.
I went to live in Paris in '78 and came back in '83 and had no contact with the camps during that time at all.
Or did he? New documents passed to this programme challenge that account. Mark Stibbe says he was violently abused by Smythe in the late 1970s. He's been in touch with another alleged victim who has sent him a box of paperwork.
He sent me these documents because he's deeply upset and angry that when he went to the Church of England in 2012, he doesn't feel that it was handled well and responsibly.
There are 3 documents which cast doubt on the Archbishop's story. First, a list of speakers from the summer Ewan camp in 1979, a year after Justin Welby says he severed all contact with the camps. It features John Smythe on the 12th of August and the Archbishop himself 8 days later.
So these 2 men are speaking at the same camp. Just how deep their friendship goes, their connection is at that time, I don't know.
Then an address book dated around 1980 which contains Welby's Paris details, suggesting he perhaps did keep in contact with his fellow Ewan campers.
My friends must have had a conversation with Justin Welby at a Ewan event, crucially after 1978.
When the Archbishop says that he had no contact with the camps whatsoever.
Yes, so if this address was given to my friend in the UK at a Ewan event, that again would suggest a discrepancy between what has been publicly asserted and what is actually factual.
And finally, a 1983 newsletter sent to Ewan officers. That includes notification of another new address for Welby.
And again, what this suggests is that there is some sort of communication going on between Justin Welby in Paris and people at Ewan Minster who care enough about his involvement to want to alert everybody on the address list to his new location in London.
If you take all these 3 together, how significant is that in terms of an apparent discrepancy?
Senior people in the Church of England, and not just senior people in the Church of England, others too, they knew that John Smythe had done what he did. And so the reason why these documents are so provocative for us is because they seem to throw paraffin onto this fire of suggestion about a cover-up.
Tonight, the Archbishop told Channel 4 News,
"Many of the officers in the camps gave talks at some point. A talk on reading the Bible, which I did as a one-off in 1979, does not make anyone a member of an inner circle. My details in the address book were of my office at Elf Aquitaine, a very large French oil company, not my personal home address. UN circulated newsletters to me as they did to a broad range of people and organisations."
John Smythe now lives in South Africa, seemingly out of reach of the UK police investigation. His alleged victims say they will continue to press for justice and for the whole truth.
Kathy Newman reporting.